Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 4th annual Big Idea Pitch Contest presented by Innovation DuPage. My name is Dr. Peter A. James, and I am a professor of business and entrepreneurship at the College of DuPage. And I am so excited to share with you all these sharp students and recent alumni and their new businesses. But joining me tonight are 8 finalists and 3 judges. So good evening to everyone and welcome. But let's begin by meeting our 3 expert judges for this event. First, we have Joe Barron. Joe, it's good to see you this evening. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good, Peter. Thanks so much for having me. Already a big fan of all the contestants, and good luck tonight.
Joe, tell us really quick a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of Gray Matters Games. We design and publish family and adult party games, and we were the first official member at Innovation DuPage. So thanks to Innovation DuPage for having us, and to the College of DuPage.
Awesome. Hey, glad that you're here with us there, Joe. Next, we have Anissa Mutana. Anissa, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about yourself there, Anissa.
Sure. I am the CEO, president, and co-owner of Pioneer Service. We are a machining company. We make parts for Tesla. We make parts for aerospace. And now we're making parts for ventilators in biotech industry.
Very awesome. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, Anissa. And finally, of course, David Wexel. David, good to see you this evening.
How are you, Peter? Yes, I'm so excited to be here and joining into this contest. So I have a dual role. I run Pando Adventures for a $1 billion plus manufacturing company. Plus, I'm an adjunct professor at COD.
Very nice. David, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And judges, thank you so much for being with us just in general. The Big Idea Pitch Contest gives students and alumni an opportunity to pitch their business idea to a panel of expert judges. It all starts with a big idea. And tonight, 8 finalists will pitch their innovative products and services that solve real problems to satisfy the needs of growing markets. Tonight, you will witness these finalists' scalable concepts that can be accelerated by connecting them to key mentorship and business resources. And tonight, we are streaming live on the College of DuPage's YouTube and Innovation DuPage's Facebook page. If you are on Facebook, we look forward to and encourage your questions and comments about the pitches this evening. But before we dive into these phenomenal pitches, please allow me to welcome COD President Dr. Brian Caputo to officially open this grand event.
Hello, I'm Dr. Brian Caputo, President of College of DuPage. On behalf of the College and Innovation DuPage, I would like to welcome you to the 4th annual Big Idea Pitch Contest. College of DuPage is deeply invested in fostering and growing the entrepreneurial culture in DuPage County and beyond. The Big Idea Pitch Contest is an opportunity to celebrate that entrepreneurial spirit through innovative products and services, whether conceptual, in development, or being offered through a launch startup. This is also our first ever pitch contest held virtually. While we may not be together in person, we can still marvel at the creativity on display and share in the excitement. Today we will hear from talented and innovative finalists that were selected from a pool of more than 50 applications representing College of DuPage students, COD alumni, and area high school students and graduates. All were required to complete a rigorous written and video application. This year, the stakes are higher than ever. The first place winner will receive $4,500, while second place receives $3,500, and third place, $2,500. The monetary prizes were funded through a generous Resource for Excellence grant made possible by the College of DuPage Foundation and through a contribution from Innovation DuPage. All winners also receive a 6-month membership to Innovation DuPage, a nonprofit enterprise that works with startup founders and small business owners to help them succeed. Winners will have access to expert mentoring and other resources in order to continue refining their business ideas. The Big Idea Pitch Contest is co-produced by Innovation DuPage, COD's Business and Applied Technology Division, Continuing Education Division, and Multimedia Services. In particular, I want to thank the following people: Sal Garcia and the Multimedia team, Bev Carlson and Professor Peter James from the Business and Applied Technology Division, Kathleen Tuhill from the Continuing Education Division, and Innovation DuPage staff members Travis Linderman, Sam Guerrero, Katie Urim, and Titania Tusik. Together, they have been meeting and working behind the scenes since May in order to make this year's event a success. I want to congratulate all the finalists. This is your opportunity to be in the spotlight and share your exciting business pitches. We're all looking forward to hearing your big ideas, and good luck.
Thank you so much, Dr. Caputo. I would also like to recognize and thank the following people that made this program a phenomenal success. The College of DuPage Business Development Center offers entrepreneurs and small business owners advising in management, marketing, finances, and operations. They offer access to customized one-on-one advising and high-quality workshops to help with business development. And I would also like to acknowledge the application screeners for this event. Mrs. Audrey Boyle, Associate Faculty Lecturer of the Forbes Business School and Technology. She is also the co-founder of Hall Pass Education. Mrs. Maureen Macbeth, the Program Chair and Professor of Accounting at College of DuPage. And finally, Mrs. Shannon Toller, the Program Chair and Professor of the Business Programs at the College of DuPage. In addition, I would be remiss if we did not recognize the Dean of Business and Applied Technology here at the College of DuPage. Without further ado, Dean Chris Fay.
Hello, and welcome to the 4th Annual Big Idea Pitch Contest. My name is Chris Fay, and I'm Dean of Business and Applied Technology at College of DuPage. I'm glad you're joining us today to watch some incredibly innovative students share their passion for a new venture. The programs in our division provide students with industry credentials and certifications, immediate entrance into the workforce, and skills for advancement. And each of our programs builds a solid foundation for students planning to transfer to another college or university and earn a bachelor's degree. All of our classes are taught in state-of-the-art facilities and labs using the latest technology and industry standard equipment. Our highly trained faculty bring real-world experience and a commitment to student success to each and every class. All on-campus instruction meets required protocols to ensure the safety of our students and faculty. And several of our division programs also have student clubs to help students build leadership skills, career development skills, and connect with their peers. And yes, club activities are still happening, although online right now. For more information about our programs, visit us on the College of DuPage website at cod.edu, search by a program name or the Business and Applied Technology Division, and feel free to contact us by email for any additional information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dean Fay. Now let's dive in. The judges and you, the audience, will have the opportunity to view previously recorded pitches by our finalists. Once this video is completed, we have 3 minutes of judges' questions and 2 more minutes for them to tally their scores. Again, we encourage you all to send in your questions via the Innovation DuPage Facebook account. Without further ado, our first finalist is Contrush. So excited about this video. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, my name is Drew Fattel. I'm the founder of Contrush, and today I want to introduce you to Mark. Mark is a successful 53-year-old business consultant in Chicago. Unfortunately though, Mark faces a problem. hand tremors. Mark's hand tremors limit him from performing the most mundane of tasks like eating, driving, writing, almost everything you can think of. With new technologies though, Mark's life has become easier. They're stabilizing spoons, pencils, and even steering wheels. Yet Mark still struggles to accomplish one of the most basic tasks of our days, brushing his teeth. Traditional toothbrushes simply fail to meet his needs. They're uncontrollable, unadaptable, and even unsafe for those like Mark. These brushes cannot counter a user's specific hand tremor movements. They also lack adaptable accessibility options, like speed-adjustable brushing bristles. The result? Countless studies showing these individuals increased susceptibility to tooth decay, tooth grinding, gum damage, and even periodontal diseases. Mark hates it. Yet despite the severity of these consequences, this issue is endemic to the over 200 million people globally with hand tremors, with studies finding 72% of this population struggling to brush their teeth, but no adequate solution in the current market. The need for one is clear. And that's where Contrush comes in. Contrush is a self-stabilizing, non-intrusive electric toothbrush that helps provide a controlled brushing experience for those with hand tremors. A Contrush brush that uses a motion sensor to detect the direction and vibrations of its user's hand tremors, upon which then it turns the brush's bristles in the opposite direction to balance out each tremor's effect. It is designed with safe, adjustable brushing bristles, whose speed can also be controlled. It even includes a large brush handle for maximum grip. So the benefits: safety, comfort, and adaptability. None of Contrush's competitors are able to effectively provide all three of these benefits, as their products aren't specifically designed for those with hand tremors. Contrush, on the other hand, offers specially designed brushing bristles, accessibility options, and an adaptable weighing mechanism. Well, isn't that getting Contrush's customers a bang for their buck? Already having designed an initial prototype, Contrush is now working with a local prototyping lab to develop it in the coming months. Prototyping research estimates a production cost of just under $7 for a single Contrush brush. It is then proposed to be sold for around $30, upon which a profit of around $18 is expected per brush. Now, although $30 may sound expensive when compared to regular toothbrushes, this price is actually significantly cheaper compared to regular electric toothbrushes, whose average price is nearly $60. Short term, Contrush is looking to target individuals with hand tremors in Illinois. Capturing 51% of this local market leads to nearly $867,000 in profit annually. Long term, Contrush is also looking to expand nationally and globally. Capturing 51% of this global market leads to nearly $340 million in profit annually. Down the line, Contrush is also looking into actively donating its brushes and profits in areas where access to oral healthcare is limited. To acquire its customers, Contrush aims to utilize online marketing through social media, targeted emailing, search engine optimization, and eventually referrals and partnerships with large dental companies like Invisalign. Considering that a majority of those with hand tremors are also age 50 plus, Contrush will market offline as well, using print ads, yellow pages, sponsorships, and word of mouth. Contrush would also like to market directly to nursing home or retirement homes, which can buy the product in bulk if needed. Yet before all, Contrush needs to be developed and tested. The $4,500 from the Big Idea Contest and frequent mentorship from Innovation DuPage would be pivotal for Contrush's next steps. It would help fund prototyping costs of purchase of products necessary parts and to manufacture the first batch of Contrush brushes. The funds would also help Contrush obtain a provisional patent and incorporate in the near future. Mark would definitely like that. That reminds me, does everyone still remember Mark from earlier? I'm sure you do. I, like all of you, cannot forget Mark. Each night, I stay up thinking about him. But to be honest, this may just be because he snores very loudly, but also because for me, he represents my dad. Contrush is a solution to all the challenges I've seen my father, grandparents, and uncles face with brushing their teeth given their hand tremors. Contrush is much more than just a toothbrush. It is a solution specifically designed for those with hand tremors. It is about providing the safe, comfortable, and adaptable brushing solution that no other product in the current market can. And now with your help, Contrush is here to make brushing what it really is, a simple task for all. Contrush, the key to your controlled brushing experience. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. What a phenomenal video. Drew, Contrush, I love it. Judges, we have Drew here to answer your questions, and we have 3 minutes on the clock. Judges, let's begin with Joe. Any questions for Drew, Joe?
Drew. I think we all love that it's a product to help your father.
Thank you.
I just wanted to dig in a little bit. You talked about spending money on a patent. So around the IP, is there anything unique about the components in the brush, or is it you're taking off the shelf components and then it's about the intelligence you're putting into it to make it work?
Yeah, definitely. One of the biggest things with us is our unique weighing mechanism. It isn't offered by any of our competitors. And so what we do is that we're using multiple gyroscopic sensors and angular transducers to detect the angular displacement and the angular velocity of each hand tremor's effect. And so that's a technology that isn't present in any other technologies in our competitors. And so we're definitely looking to obtain a provisional patent in the near future, and then in the coming months, also utility patent after we obtain a provisional patent.
Great, thank you.
So any questions for Drew, excuse me.
Yes, you seem very knowledgeable. Do you have anyone as far as a mentor or someone that's helping you as far as the dentistry industry?
Yeah, definitely. I have a business entrepreneurship program manager, and we also are in contact with an orthodontist who's providing that dentistry knowledge in terms of how we can actually, in terms of the gum damage, and how we can actually provide that gentle brushing experience for the gums and the teeth of those with hand tremors, definitely.
And he's a mentor, or is he a partner?
He's a mentor. He's providing us with feedback about our product and just giving us more information as how we can improve our product in the medical sense.
Fantastic presentation. Fantastic. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. David, any questions for Drew?
You're on mute, David.
Thank you. So Drew, let me echo here what you've already heard. Tremendous presentation. Thank you so much. Just a quick question about kind of the expertise. So certainly gyroscopes and transducers and sensors, kind of those types of things, they're not trivial. So I understand that you have mentors kind of in the dental field. Tell us about kind of the expertise and kind of develop the product from a real engineering perspective.
Yeah, for sure. So I have been working with different mentors in terms of the engineering as well. And so in terms of the angular transducers and them themselves, I've been working with the makerspace director at my school and learning how I can integrate the different electrical components of Contrush. And so with Innovation, DuPage, and COD, I'm really looking to further this in terms of being able to connect with different electrical mentors who can provide us with more of those technology-based feedback as well.
Terrific. So the mentors are kind of helping you. They're not kind of formally, I would say, invested in the company?
Yeah, so our mentors are helping us develop our product, and they aren't as specifically invested into the business itself, but yeah, they're helping us develop our product. And so in terms of our entrepreneurship program manager, they're helping us develop our business model and revenue model as well.
Terrific, okay.
And they meet with us weekly as well, and so we have weekly meetings with them.
Thank you, judges, for your questions. And now, judges, we have 2 minutes for you to tally your notes. And Drew, in the meantime, while our judges are tallying their notes and submitting their notes, what are you planning to do after graduation? You launched a business during high school. Now, what about after graduation?
Well, being a sophomore, I think I still have a lot of time to really grow with the business. I mean, I'm super invested into, I really want to take this to another level. We're looking at provisional patent, utility patent, developing the product, prototyping, manufacturing. We have a lot of things to do and we're really invested into product, me and my team are. And so we really want to take this to another level and really help those millions of people like my own family with hand tremors. So definitely we're looking to continue with the products.
My next question along those lines is of who your inspiration is, but is it safe to say that Mark, your dad, is your inspiration?
Yeah, definitely. About 6 months ago, we were in quarantine and we were having some amazing father-son bonding time, brushing our teeth together. And I just kind of hit my brain. I'm just like, oh, I mean, he's facing a lot of struggles. I should definitely do something about it. And so, yeah, here I am.
You're an inspiration to me and my daughter, and we're going to start doing that father-daughter bonding over brushing as well.
Definitely.
Awesome. We have about 30 more seconds. Judges, take your time. If you give me a head nod if you are good. Drew, thank you so much once again for being a part of this. Judges, and thank you so much for listening and the questions for Drew as well. But without further ado, let's head to our next finalist. Popper Photography and Design is our next one on deck. I'm excited about this one, so let's watch the video now.
Hi, my name is Julia Popper, and I am the creator of Popper Photography and Design. So when quarantine started and I just had such a sudden influx of so much free time, I rediscovered my passion for photography. And what started out as just taking pictures of my friends turned into the opportunity to start my own business and become a professional photographer. I was so inspired by the people I was seeing on Instagram who started with nothing more than a camera and turned it into an entire photography empire. So the first service that my company provides is photography sessions. So I'll take you through one of those sessions really quickly. This is Rachel. Rachel is a choreographer who came to me looking for pictures for her resume and just things like that. So we went ahead and booked a session with her, and here's some behind the scene pictures. So after the session, I go home and I upload all the pictures and I start to narrow them down for however many pictures they ordered. So she ordered 50 pictures. So I went ahead and narrowed them down to the top 50 and started to editing them. And I actually do all the editing on my phone, which I will soon upgrade to Photoshop and just overall improve the quality of my pictures. So here's the before and after. And I'm really just doing things like color correctness, fixing any blemishes and things like that, or adding an overall aesthetic to the picture, really whatever the client is looking for. And this is where most freelance photographers stop. They don't continue after this. But this is why I chose to be a photography company, is because I do want to continue and add more services after this. So the next service I provide is actually design services. So if Rachel came to me and she said, hey, I need a poster or an Instagram post made with these pictures that you took for a simple design fee, I'll go ahead and design both of them for her and then either print them or send them to her, whatever she's looking for. And then the great thing about this is with most of my sessions, it kind of carries over into the design services. So I can do things like engagement announcements, graduation announcements, and graduation invitations, holiday cards, really whatever the client is looking for. And then the other thing that makes my business so unique is that I give the option for commission artwork. So clients have the option to get any of their pictures from their session turned into either a drawing or painting. And the price for this just depends on the type of drawing or painting they're getting, the material, as well as the intricacy of the drawing or painting. And it just is something that really sets my company apart, because you don't really see this with a lot of photography companies. So in terms of marketing competition, right now I'm definitely marketing more towards seniors in my area, because it is kind of that senior season. But I'm also starting to work more towards families for things like holiday cards and stuff like that. I really just move with whatever the season is looking for. And in terms of my competition, it's definitely other freelance photographers and photography companies in my area, but I definitely set myself apart because I have just such a unique style towards my pictures, as well as the way that I market myself and the option for commission artwork, which is something that definitely sets me apart from my other competitors. So in terms of marketing, right now I'm using social media mostly, using things like Instagram and Facebook, which have great resources for businesses on there and advertisement opportunities. So I'm using this mostly to reach my client base, which is like high schoolers and things like that. And I have people reach out to me through my social media. And I'm also reaching out to businesses in my area to possibly do photography for them and for their Instagram accounts to kind of help give myself a little bit more publicity for my accounts and things like that. So social media is definitely a great tool to use. So in terms of my rates, on the left, what you're seeing is my rates sheet. So when a client comes to me, I send them this sheet and we pick the package that best fits them. And this just takes into consideration other competitors' prices in my area. On the other side, you're seeing my weekly revenues. So I'm averaging about 1 to 3 photo shoots a week and around $100 a week if it's a good week. And then on the other side, I do have my goal, which is, I think, more than feasible by end of 2021 or even sooner, as long as I get the resources that I need and I'm able to increase my prices as I increase the quality of my equipment and my work. So as for my planning and goals, I want to turn this into a real photography business. I want to be more than just a girl with a camera. So I will continue my photo shoot sessions. I'm soon going to be adding the option for commission artwork and then the option for design services as soon as I get the equipment for that. And then eventually I would like to open my own photography studio. I think it'd be totally an amazing way to grow my business. And then finally, if I am so lucky enough to receive your investment in my company, this is just breaking down where that money will go. And the most important part of it is camera equipment. As soon as I upgrade my equipment, I'll be able to upgrade my prices and then move towards better advertisement and things like that, which is super important in growing my business in the early stages. So I'd like to thank you for this amazing opportunity and your consideration.
Awesome stuff, Julia. We need great photographers. We all do in our lives a little bit. But judges, time to ask Julia some questions. Joe, you are first up.
Hey, Julia, we're all very impressed with that artwork. Good job. You talked a little bit about seeing others create a photography empire. How do you take your business to go from a local business and grow it into a regional or national brand?
So great question. Yeah, so the primary goal right now is definitely just growing my business in general. And then after I do open that first kind of studio location, it's just pretty much building a client base from then. And then as soon as I'm able to get to the point, I would like to have multiple locations throughout the entire Midwest. And I'd have an entire team of photographers, designers, and artists. And I think it's really important to employ young artists and give them kind of a company to work with at a young age, because that's an opportunity I was never given. So that's another way I definitely want to expand my business towards. So it's definitely just working with people, trying to grow my business and stuff like that to hopefully get to that point.
Thank you.
Thank you so much there, Joe. Anissa, questions for Julia? Anissa, you might be on mute, so.
Sorry about that.
No,
I got so into it and everything. Excellent presentation. Love the artwork. Are you planning on focusing more on the artwork or the photography? And based on your current revenue, what does that tell you?
Yeah, so I'm focusing mainly on photography. I want the photography and the artwork to go hand in hand. So I first offer the photography session, and then if I know they're looking for something in particular, I could ask if they'd be interested in some sort of artwork for it and kind of just make it an add-on. It's less about the artwork and more about an add-on to the photography session. And in turn, that's just like extra revenue towards my business company, because the main revenue source is definitely from the photo shoot sessions.
Got it. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you so much, Anissa. David, you're on deck for questions to Julia.
Yes, Julia, again, thank you for the fabulous presentation. I hear your aspirations to really build this into a strong business and a strong brand. So here's my question for you, Julia. I get your fabulous eye for photography and artwork and design. How do you scale that? When you hire your kind of other young photographers, how are they going to reflect your brand, reflect kind of your knowledge, your expertise in kind of with your eye and your ability for style?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It's definitely going to be a lot of training and things like that. And through the hiring process, we'll pick photographers that are able to kind of capture a certain style that we're looking for. And then it might be great to have different styles in the business so that when a client comes to me looking for something in particular, I can give them different options and different photographers to choose from, just depending on what they're kind of looking for.
Thank you so much for the question there, David. Judges, now allow us to give you 2 minutes to tally your notes for Julia. Thank you so much. Julia, in the meantime, I got some questions for you, if that's okay. I'm excited about when you first picked up a camera. What was that like when you started having a thing for a camera, that you knew this was going to be more than just it's a great device?
Yeah, I've been doing art since as long as I can remember, and it wasn't until high school that I really picked up a camera, and I just never put it down and I kept going with it. And then as soon as quarantine hit, I was like, why not do this? It's something I enjoy a lot, and I'm really passionate about it, and I think it's a great opportunity for my future.
Excellent, excellent. Do you have any favorite artists out there that maybe you can inspire us with as well?
Ooh, I'd have to think about that one. Definitely photography wise, I know a lot of people personally who do great work that I kind of feed off of their energy and things like that.
I know that one's a hard question, but lastly though, what about your inspiration? Where do you get the inspiration for your art or your photography? Is it from maybe beautiful sights or buildings, or what is it? Yeah, what is the inspiration behind it?
The inspiration behind a lot of my artwork is definitely people. I do a lot of portrait work, definitely, and I work in realism, so I just find, pretty things, real people, and I really inspired by that.
Awesome stuff. Awesome. Again, thank you so much for being a part of this journey here. Judges, how are we looking? Can you give me a thumbs up? Awesome. Judges, thank you so much. Again, Julia, thank you so much for being a part of the Big Idea Pitch Contest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into our next finalists. And our next finalist is VoiceUS. Another video on deck. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Daniel Vargas. I represent a big team of 5 high school students looking to change the way that you make change. Introducing VoiceUS, the social media platform that allows its users to attend and organize a protest effectively and efficiently. Now, if the protest has been around for centuries and was even how this country was founded, why bother fixing something that isn't broken? One small problem: it is quite broken. So from the lens of a protester, there are 3 big ways you can kill a protest's effectiveness. Number 1, you can't find a protest near you. Those not fortunate enough to live in the heart of America's biggest cities are extremely unlikely to witness a crowd of protesters pass by their front door. As such, the overwhelming majority of Americans are getting their protest information from social media, which brings us to problem number 2. Protest information found on social media is usually vague, incomplete, or found too late. One of the worst feelings in the world is finding a cause you're passionate about and finding a protest for it, only to realize you either have no idea what you're doing or you're several days late to the party. It's up to the organizers to make sure that information gets out on time, which brings us to our third problem. Organizing a protest is hard. Organizers don't have one simple, easy tool to use. They have 8 different social media platforms without any of them specializing in protest organization. It's not their fault either. They didn't have any better options until today. Introducing VoiceUS. Like previously mentioned, VoiceUS is a social media platform that allows users to find protests near them, organize your own, or coordinate your efforts with others for maximum effectiveness. Users can access a live map to find protests near them, or they can make their own a place on the map as well. We've gone over multiple times whether a business like this could actually succeed, whether the problem even exists, and if we'd even be able to reasonably make money. And after going over the numbers 3 separate times, we can confidently say that VoiceUS's business model is good to go, and here's the proof. So the total addressable market for an app like this is estimated to be $1.2 billion. $1.2 billion is the amount of advertising dollars spent on social media per year. Of those $1.2 billion, $455 million is spent on political ads. Of that $455 million, we've estimated that $9.6 million worth of ads is suitable for showing to the young audience VoiceUS is going to have. So if you're interested in earning $9.6 million with VoiceUS in the first few years alone, with the possibility of earning up to $1.2 billion per year in the future, then consider joining VoiceUS as we get started on our journey, helping the world make the change it needs. Like any good business, you got to have a plan for when you hit the market. We've highlighted 3 big points in our business plan where we like to implement new features and introduce new revenue streams. At first app launch, the plan is to launch an app with a live protest map for finding current and upcoming protests. At this point, we'll also like to include our main revenue stream, running ads to generate profit at no cost to the user. At 50,000 users, the social media features of a traditional social media app are implemented and a new source of revenue is added. A premium version that gives more features to protest organizers is made available, giving us a small boost to our revenue. Finally, at 1 million users, resources such as voting guides, topic breakdowns, and argument explanations are added, and VoiceUS opens the doors to big-time advertisers looking for partnerships or additional visibility for their protest. But what about our competitors? The difference between VoiceUS and our competitors is staggering. From conducting interviews with several protesters and protest organizers, we found that the same 9 pieces of needed information repeatedly kept popping up in conversations. Unsurprisingly, none of our competitors delivered everything. Our 3 most direct competitors can only deliver times and dates effectively, while our 2 biggest indirect competitors, Facebook and Instagram, could only add the reason for it to those 2. We conducted some customer interviews, and of 6 individual interviews, 5 said that their biggest issue was ease of access to information. By delivering this information correctly, protest organizers can ensure high participation in their protest and therefore rally more support for their cause. And to make this company become a reality, 4 other high school students and I are working together to build this company from the ground up. And behind those blurry pictures are 5 individuals who each bring their best to this team. And going against conventional wisdom, you'll notice that everybody seems to be lacking a title. This is intentional, as everyone here is currently working around the clock to develop the skills they need for said titles. We want to be the best company possible, so investments like yours won't go to waste. Speaking of which, I bet you like to know where we're going to put the prize money if we win. With $4,500 from the College of DuPage, we would fund 100% of the app development process, which is an estimated $3,500, and use the remaining balance for marketing and advertising. We haven't received any funding at all yet, so this $4,500 will be the funds that VoiceUS needs to get off the ground and into the market. So to review, by funding our company, America is going to be getting an extremely useful tool for finding, organizing, coordinating protests across the country efficiently and effectively. By helping users make a change, VoiceUS is going to bring change across the world for the better. This has been Daniel from VoiceUS. Thanks for listening.
What another phenomenal video. Daniel, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. Judges, now we have 3 minutes to ask Daniel some insightful questions. Joe, you are first up.
Hey, Daniel. Well, it's a very timely app, right, with 2020 going on. I think it's an outlier for sure, but there's going to be times where there's not so much unrest. How do you keep up that kind of monthly active users, so you're driving that ad revenue when there's not so much chaos going on?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So when we were making the app, we thought of this, and we thought how maybe like in times like in the winter, we're not going to see as many protests out in the streets, right? So we had to come up with a way to keep users engaged with the app even when they're not out protesting. So we decided to adopt the social media model. And basically the social media model is users upload content to the app and you can look through it just so you have something to look at. It's like Instagram, right? Where you just scroll through your feed and see information on topics you like or topics you might want to protest. So when times of unrest are at an all-time low, or when there's not really many protests out in the streets, users can still use the app as if it were like any social media, just to keep engaged.
Thank you so much for that question, Joe. Next question, we have Anissa. You're up.
Have you engaged with potential customers, clients in the future? Like, what does the plan look like? When you receive this feedback about what they're lacking, did you receive any commitment?
Sure, yeah. When we did our customer interviews, we did a lot. We've done 9 quality interviews so far. So when we interviewed them, we determined that those were the information they want. We haven't had any commitments yet, just because we haven't presented our app yet, because we want to keep it kind of in our back pocket just until we know what their problems are. So once we know what their problems are and we go through it, see what's most important, then we could develop their app to fit their needs.
Good stuff. Great question there, Anissa. Thank you. David, you're next on deck for a question to Daniel.
Terrific. So Daniel, great thinking outside the box, great thinking kind of in a mature industry. How can you kind of put a different spin on it? So I've got 2 questions for you, Daniel. I'll ask them both together. The first one is that how do you protect your moat? So you have an interesting idea. How do you stop others from entering the market? Say, oh, Daniel's got this great idea. It's interesting, maybe on Facebook and on Instagram. I'm going to take that idea. He doesn't really have a moat. He doesn't have IP to protect it. So that's question number 1. Question number 2, talk a little bit more about the premium services. So what would we kind of differentiate that from the free services, and how do you kind of recruit people to kind of pay extra for those services?
Okay, yeah, for sure. For question number 1, you said, how do we have the moat around our business? And first, we can look at copyrights and trademarks, just so we don't have anything stolen from us. But the special thing about apps are they're pretty easy to protect. So we look at our competitors, right? We saw they only had 2 key pieces of information, and that was protest times and protest locations. VoiceUS adds 8 more pieces of information that would make their protests more successful. So the best thing about apps, though, is that protect your user base. If you're the first to the market, you typically retain that user base, and it's hard for other people to steal it, especially if they're starting from the ground up. Now, if you're asking about Facebook and Instagram, some companies that could have the potential to steal that, neither Facebook nor Instagram specialize in protest organizing or protest finding, or for protests at all for that matter. You can see it when you look for protest information on Facebook and Instagram. They're not really of like the best quality, and it's all scattered. And politics have become such a loaded topic today that it's difficult to even talk about it on social media without fear of, being judged. So if you have an app like VoiceUS, it's easy to keep your customers just because it is an app made for protesting and it's made for politics.
Thank you so much, Daniel. We had to cut you off a little bit there because we don't want to go over too much as well. Phenomenal question by our judges, phenomenal responses by you, Daniel. Judges, 2 minutes to tally your notes for VoiceUS. Daniel, the responses, the comments are coming in. A comment says, I love this idea. It's so important and relevant to life in 2020. What made you, obviously, I probably know what made you think of this idea, you and your partners think of this idea, but what was the inspiration around it to push it forward, I guess, to a certain extent?
Sure. So back when we were starting the company, just a few months ago, just 1 or 2 months ago, one of our group mates, her name's Abby, she came up with the idea. So, but the thing is, we all had the idea before, right? We've all had this idea for a protest finding app in the back of our heads. So when she put that idea on the table, it was really, really cool because we're like, hey, yeah, we've thought of that before. I think we need this. I think we need to push it. So as a group, and my group is pretty big, we're 5 people. So we all decided to push the app just right then and there, just kind of on a whim, right? Because we thought, you know what, this is an app we need. So let's make it happen.
That's good stuff. I have another question here. It talks about, the hacking of different apps, especially in light of the surveillance initiatives that are going on around the world. Have you thought about that a little bit at all?
In terms of hacking, like he said, like David said, in order to protect your kind of app, you would need a security team. And your security team doesn't have to be as thick or heavy as some other apps. But you are going to need a security team down the line. So first you can have basic level security, right? Just to kind of protect your stuff. In terms of user security, you got to keep that on a lock, right? So that's going to become my job. This is going to become the job of our group to keep that on a tight lock. And we're going to do our best to make sure we keep that locked.
Awesome. Daniel, I can't thank you so much. Judges, give me a thumbs up. Are we good? Nisa, we are good? Okay, yes, so awesome. It's good stuff. Daniel, again, thank you so much. VoiceUS, that was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to take a quick break. We will be right back after our next commercial break, of course, and we have a sponsor, which is an Innovation DuPage.
Huge congratulations to this year's Big Idea Pitch Contest finalists. To say that this year has been a challenge is a massive understatement. The health, economic, and social circumstances that have enveloped our communities have been daunting. Students have had to cope with this on top of balancing the new demands of virtual instruction. As we planned for this year's pitch contest, we really weren't sure what to expect. How would students engage with our new format? Would they be able to find the time to submit an application? Despite the extraordinary circumstances, the response that we received was overwhelming. Not only did we receive more applications than ever before, the field of applicants was incredibly competitive. In entrepreneurship, students found hope, passion, and resilience. These are the same virtues that drive the most seasoned entrepreneurs. As we build toward the future, we have a stark choice to make. Either we remain constrained by the circumstances, or we seek freedom through entrepreneurship. At Innovation DuPage and these student founders, we see future innovators and the creation of industries that don't yet exist. We see triumph. See what we see.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, and welcome back to the 4th annual Big Idea Pitch Contest. Those of you who are watching on Facebook, please keep the comments and the questions coming in. They are so valuable for our finalists and for our judges as well. But without further ado, our next finalist, our next video is Stellar Innovations. Let's take a look.
How would our lives be if we had to charge our phones or laptops every 30 minutes? Well, filmmakers and photographers who use drones to create amazing aerial shots are charging their drones every 30 minutes or carry multiple bulky batteries to switch every 30 minutes. We have created a drone which could last up in the air for more than an hour. I am Harindra Krishna Vijay Kumar, and I'm working on this project along with my friend and partner Rakan Sadat. There are 3 main problems with drones in today's market. Number 1, battery life, which lasts less than 30 minutes while taking several hours to recharge. Number 2, design, which makes it not portable. And finally, number 3, a complicated user experience, which makes it hard to learn and use but easy to crash. We have created the Stellar, and here's how it's different from traditional drones. We have a revolutionary user interface, a product of several months of research and development that emphasizes simplicity. As Alan Kay, a great computer scientist, once said, people who are really serious about the software should create their own hardware. Thus, we have created a hardware which interplays really well with the software. A simple design which is built using a robust material, making it light and strong. Furthermore, this drone will be the size of our phones, which makes it portable. And finally, a graphene battery which could keep the drone up in the air for more than an hour while taking less than 18 minutes to recharge. Drones in the market today use lithium-ion or lithium polymer batteries, which are prone to exploding, catching on fire, and degrading over time. But graphene batteries produce less heat and enhance battery lifespan, while having an energy density of 1,000 watts per kilogram compared to a mere 148 watts per kilogram. That's a 456% increase in capacity. We have custom built 3 things: the battery, hardware, which includes the motors that work at a high revolutions per minute while using less energy for agile, smoother, and most importantly, a quieter flight. Then a processor, which optimizes our product with the help of our software. This processor helps us calculate data at a pace which helps the drone track a person or an object while avoiding obstacles. This makes the drone the safest drone in the market. Our business model is simple. It is to innovate and create consumer-centric products. We're going to achieve this in 3 ways. Premium product, a product with premium specifications at a reasonable price. Customizability, which helps the buyer pick the storage, model, and color of their choice. Finally, a subscription plan that helps the consumer buy additional storage if needed for a small monthly subscription fee. We're going to start by introducing our drone in our beachhead market, which is aerial photography and videography, with a market size of $2.3 billion as of 2020. But our long-lasting battery and a customizable software will help us grow into other markets such as the military, drone delivering, surveying, surveillance, and more. Our 3 unique selling points will let us be ahead of our competitors when we release our product. Stellar has a battery life of over 60 minutes, while DJI, Autel, and Skydio have less than 30. Skydio has autonomous tracking, but Stellar's smart features lets the drone track people and vehicles autonomously and avoid obstacles. These features cannot be matched by any other manufacturers because of our precision and accuracy. Finally, when it comes to simplicity, Stellar just works. You can control the drone with your voice commands by saying take off, follow me, or land. Stellar drone will cost around $500 to manufacture. This includes the aluminum unibody, processor, camera, motors, and battery. Our final product will cost around $1,400. This competitive price makes our drone extremely attractive to buyers, as traditional drones with similar features cost a whopping $8,000. The $4,500 price money and 6 months of Innovation DuPage membership will help us build a minimum viable product and land early customers. This will help us pursue National Science Foundation or Small Business Innovation Research to scale our product. And most importantly, the networking available to us through Innovation DuPage members will help us build our business and improve the Stellar drone. Join us on our flight to the future. Thank you for your time in this amazing opportunity.
I'm just so impressed by all of these finalists, judges. Another great one on deck. 3 minutes for your questions to Harendra. Joe, you are first. Let's go.
Well done, Harendra. My question is, these multi-billion-dollar drone companies must be well aware of a graphene battery. Do you have unique IP around the battery? And if so, have you considered just selling the battery technology versus trying to manufacture the entire drone? Because, man, it's going to be a lot of capital you're going to have to raise for that. So take it away.
Yeah, we're actually planning to manufacture the whole drone, which includes the battery and our other unique selling points. So graphene batteries are still yet to gain popularity. So far, graphene batteries have gained a lot of interest, and several companies are using graphene batteries for several use cases. And to answer your question, yes, it will need a lot of capital, and we're going to use the $4,500 and the 6 months of Innovation DuPage membership to pursue National Science Foundation and Small Business Innovation grants by producing our minimum viable product and our final prototype. And that's how we're planning to push this business forward, because we're extremely passionate and we really want to revolutionize the drones in today's market.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Good question there, Joe. Anissa, question for Harendra.
Absolutely ambitious. I'm very impressed. Now, you have self-proclaimed that you are the most precision and the most safe. How did you come up with those? How did you determine that?
So all our testing has been proof of concept based, and we have invested our energy and resources to perfect the software. It is in its initial final stages, but we can safely say that the software delivers all the things we need it to. We use Q-learning and reinforcement learning because the algorithm is used to let the drone learn quality of actions by telling the drone what action to take under each circumstances, and the drone will learn over time. And this is what delivers precision and accuracy over time.
Good question, Anissa. Thank you so much. David, question for Harendra.
Yes, Harendra, again, thank you so much. Terrific presentation. My question is about the subscription services that you mentioned. So typically a manufacturing company, they struggle with kind of the recurring revenue piece. So subscription obviously is a recurring revenue. I would imagine it's a monthly fee. Talk more about that. What are the features of that? What will compel your customers to engage you for subscription services?
Exactly. So when we said subscription, we meant additional storage and something similar to insurance. For example, if the drone gets damaged, or if the drone gets stolen or broken over time, which that will happen, then the subscription will come into play. So for a small monthly subscription fee, the consumer can buy additional storage if they want to, which is going to be cloud-based, and they can buy like safety precaution insurances, which will save them when their drone gets when they damage their drone. So that's what we mean by subscription.
Yeah, so quick follow-up, Peter, if you don't mind. So
we're actually running close to time on that, David. My apologies. Thank you so much, judges, for that. I have to give you 2 minutes to tally your notes and 2 minutes to submit them as well. So please take your time and do so. Harendra, I do have questions that are coming in off of Facebook, hot for you, man. One of the first questions is about a prototype, whether it's the battery or the drone itself. Are you thinking about that? Do you have that available already?
Yeah, so as I said, we're in our final stages when it comes to prototyping and start manufacturing our final product. We have to test our physical prototype So far, all our testing has been proof of concept and calculation based. We know what motors, processor, and other parts we're going to use and how much energy they require to function. So with this data, we're able to select a battery which is capable enough to keep the drone in the air for 60 minutes.
There's so much advanced imagery technology out there. How do you plan to compete with that a little bit there, Harendra, really quickly, if possible?
Yeah, so we're planning to compete with other advanced technologies by staying true to our product and idea.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much, Harendra. Another great finalist, another great video, another great pitch. Thank you so much, judges. Thank you so much. We are ready to hit our next finalist, our next video, which is Trill. Let's take a look at it.
Hi, I'm Eric.
And I'm Patrick.
We are so excited to show you a new revolutionary way to learn.
Banding together, our team of 5 saw a huge problem in the e-learning industry.
Now, working together with our mentor, who started 4 companies himself, we've created the solution.
Meet Chloe, an avid programmer and aspiring artist seeking to learn observational drawing.
However, she's found that nothing on the current market offers her the combined convenience of an online platform with the interactiveness of a live class.
And her options aren't cheap either. On some platforms, she could spend almost $1,000 a year watching unengaging video lectures.
So we created Trill, a mobile and web application that brings classes straight to Chloe's fingertips.
In minutes, she'll be able to find live online classes that teach her the specific skills she wants to learn without the time commitment or heavy monthly fees.
She can even create her own classes, teaching the skill that she loves.
On the homepage of Trill, we've made discovering classes easier, faster, and more fun with a feature we call snippets.
Chloe gets a feed of quick 15-second video previews of what she'll learn, from shading to cross-hatching. If she's interested, she can book the class with a simple tap. If not, she can easily swipe to move on.
This creates a marketplace for teachers to advertise and for students to find what to learn. We know that users want to see what they're going to do, not read about it in a long description.
Making sure users like Chloe are engaged, we've made live feedback a priority.
For example, in 6th grade, I tried to learn how to program alone, but was immediately hit with deprecation errors I couldn't solve. People don't learn alone, they need help.
That's why all classes will be live on Trill. People simply learn better when there's an expert right in front of them.
And for Trill, those experts are our teachers, users who want to share their favorite skill.
Like Airbnb's hosts and Uber's drivers, we let our teachers choose their own schedule. Even better, they'll also be able to choose their own rates. So if Chloe wants to teach code after dinner, she can.
All our users will be able to navigate our beautiful digital marketplace that showcases the hottest classes on all devices.
Already in contact with Zoom, we aim to integrate its platform into our application to maintain a familiar user interface. That way, Chloe never has to leave our app for her next drawing class.
And like our interface, our proposed tipping system is just as intuitive. After a completed class, a user can leave a tip, ensuring that teachers make more high-quality content.
Like a street performer or waiter, the better the teacher's performance, the better tips they'll receive. It's that simple.
To book paid listings and tip teachers, we developed our in-app currency, Bits. They'll be available for purchase anytime in our app.
For teachers, earned bits can be instantly converted into cash, or even better, used to book other classes. So if a user ever runs out of bits and wants to keep learning, they can just teach to gain more.
To get Trill to users like Chloe, we plan to partner with influencers and local institutions that have an established presence in the e-learning community.
We'll keep users coming back with recurring rewards, like free monthly classes.
And we know, once we get our foot in the door, there's a huge market for us. Last year alone, the e-learning market was worth $200 billion.
By 2026, that value is predicted to almost double to $375 billion. Now that's growth Trill can be a part of.
Trill excels in being focused, affordable, and live. Looking at a breakdown between Trill and our competitors, we're simply the only option that has all 3.
Leveraging our clear advantages and quarantine, we're eyeing to capture a significant portion of the e-learning industry.
With over 2 billion students worldwide, we're aiming to garner 65 million of those students to Trill, which is entirely possible given our competitive advantages.
And that is a whole lot of Chloe's.
When Trill hits the App Store, we expect around 30,000 users in its first year. But with an ambitious monthly 25% growth rate, we'll be able to hit our goal of 65 million users in a matter of years.
Of course, before we hit those numbers, we need to bring our software prototype into reality. With the prize money from Big Idea, we will be able to take the next step in development, getting Trill onto the App Store in months rather than years. Not to mention the mentorship, which will help us gain valuable investors.
Trill puts knowledge in the hands of the people. Like Chloe, anyone can teach or learn skills on demand, free of the hefty fees.
So today, we ask that you join us in revolutionizing the way we learn.
Thank you.
You know, I've been loving the uniqueness and the innovation of all of these pitches, and Trill is no different. Judges, you have 3 minutes on the clock to ask questions of Patrick. Joe, you are up on deck.
Hey, Patrick, another very timely innovation here with everyone in e-learning. You know, with something like Masterclass that's out there, you have Gordon Ramsay teaching cooking. Obviously, he's got a lot of credibility already. How do you find teachers and make sure that they're qualified and they have that credibility that the users coming on can be confident that they're getting high quality teachers?
Right. So one of the main things that we're going to focus on is our tipping system for that. And the beauty of the tipping system is that it boosts quality at the same time as bringing more teachers in. So the teachers that are better are going to get paid more. It works just like our economic system.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the question there, Joe. Anissa, questions for Patrick.
Yes. So are you concerned about building a customer base during the pandemic, and then what the aftermath when the pandemic goes away?
Right. So we definitely are going to take advantage of building the user base during the pandemic. But after the pandemic, we know that teachers will want to stay because they're getting good revenue and interacting with people and teaching things they love. And we know students will want to stay because it's a lot of fun for them, and you get to learn things that you wouldn't normally get to learn. So quarantine, we're going to use it as a leverage, but there's always been a market, and there always will be a market.
Thank you for that question, Anissa. David, question for Patrick and Trill.
Yes, Patrick. Hello, Patrick. So here's my question. I kind of understand the concept of kind of the bits and the tips. I think that's all quite interesting, kind of an interesting, I would say, play for the company. Give me a sense. I'm not clear on how the company itself makes money. So maybe you could be more clear on, you know, are you taking a portion of what's being paid to the teacher? Be more specific about what the economic model is for the company.
Of course, yeah. So we're going to start with you can pay like a $1 to $2 flat fee to join a class, or you can have a subscription to the app where you can join unlimited classes. So we're going to take some revenue from that, as well as bits are microtransactions. So we're going to take some bits out of every transaction and then take that money and use it as revenue for the company itself. So we're confident that we're going to make a good amount of money.
Good questions, judges. Great responses, Patrick. Judges, 2 minutes on the clock for you to tally your notes. But Patrick, you're not off the hook yet because these questions are rolling in from Facebook. Lots of questions from Laura, Jessica, and even from Michael. But let's just even ask you about the competition in this space, Patrick. I think of Teachable. I think of other platforms that allow individuals to learn online. How do you differentiate yourself from these other platforms?
So the main focus here is being live. We've all tried to learn not being live. I mentioned that YouTube tutorial I took to try to learn how to code. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't work. And during school, you know, there's a reason why we're live. Even when we're online, I'm still taking synchronous classes 8 hours a day. And so that's what really sets Trill apart, is that you're able to interact with the teacher, able to ask questions. Every subject has, you know, there's something that you want to understand or won't work, like a bug on your computer. How are you going to solve that without having a teacher there to guide you? And it's personal as well. We really want to focus on, you know, when it's live, people interact with one another. And so you get a personal experience that you can't get anywhere else. It's 1 to 30 or 1 to 20 rather than 1 to 1 million.
What about your target market? Is there a specific niche you're going after? Maybe it's teachers, maybe it's end users. Who are you going after from a niche perspective?
So we're going to start with students, and because but we believe that everybody is a student. So that's one of the beauty of it, is that it's for everybody. Everybody can use Trill, and everybody can learn and even teach on Trill, teach their favorite skills. And so we hope that teachers will use the money they gain and the bits they gain to take classes on Trill, and that'll be really exciting. So that way we become a more educated population generation, and it's really exciting.
Those teachers and the professors, they're a funny bunch, man. Let me tell you. Also, lastly, let's see, I had another question. Oh, after this whole pandemic and COVID dies down a bit, God willing, in the near future, how do you plan on continuing to retain customers for this platform?
So there's a couple experts in every community, and the problem is, if there's an expert in California who knows, very specifically how to make a beautiful Greek salad, how do I learn? I can't go to California right now to go to that expert. So that's one of the advantages of it being online. And the other way we're going to do it is keeping social media. We're going to have social media that interacts with people and keeps everybody, in loop with what Trill is. And of course, it's always live, which people are going to love, and we're sure of it.
Live, just like we are right now so much, Patrick. Judges, how are you doing in the live moments? Give me a thumbs up for you. Awesome stuff. Patrick, thank you so much. Trill is awesome. These businesses, these ideas keep rolling along. I'm looking forward to the next one because I'm a little bit hungry. And judges, I'm going to shake the order up a little bit for you all as well. But without further ado, let's take a look at Lilly's cute cookies.
Hi, my name is Lily Carroll, and I've created the business Lily's Cute Cookies. Many people have been sad and lonely ever since COVID and quarantine has started, and this has made celebrations very boring because you can't see your loved ones. A 5-year-old girl told her mom she wasn't really looking forward to her birthday this year. And once I found this out, I made some cookies for her, and let me tell you, the smile on her face was priceless. My cookies would spread joy and excitement through personalized cookies. They're perfect for big events or small events and make everything very special and memorable. My product is a customized hand-decorated sugar cookie, and I love coming up with anything my customers can dream up. I package my cookies with a box and a branded sticker. I also offer a home delivery service for people that live busy lives or are just worried about COVID, and my freshness is always guaranteed. They're also packaged individually. My target market is households in Glen Ellen, Wheaton, Naperville, and Lombard. I've chosen households instead of individual people because there are many households that have children, and I'm targeting their parents. There are 99,300 households in this local area. I've held many customer reviews, such as only 2 left of Lily's Cute Cookies. She did such an amazing job, as always. Be prepared for more orders. My unit sales model is 1 order of 2 dozen cookies would cost $6 to make, and my retail price is $42, which comes out to about $2 per cookie. But if I have 2 separate orders of 1 dozen cookies, my production cost is $7 because of the extra packaging, but my retail price is $24 per cookie, which is exactly $2 per cookie. My competition is large grocery chains and local bakeries, such as Zuzette's Bakery, that sells sugar cookies for $3.50, and they're not even customizable. Large grocery chains such as Jewel Osco, Mariano's, and Pete's also sell baked goods and sugar cookies, but they are also not customizable and very expensive. My cookies are highly customizable, and I love creating anything they can dream of. And they're very affordable and unique because I've never seen these cookies before at a party. I've chosen the grassroots marketing plan, which aims to inspire people, specific groups of people. I'm able to do this by using social media, such as Instagram and Facebook. I post on Instagram almost every single day to keep my posts at the top of people's feeds. Community events such as the booth at a farmer's market would also help my business. A newcomers event, which is a large group of people, mostly parents. Glen Ellen Living magazine is also a great place to boost my business. So far, I've created an Instagram account, designed a logo, and ordered marketing materials such as stickers and business cards. I launched in mid-September, posting on a Facebook group with 2,400 people. Just from this post, I've gotten 30 orders as of November 4th, with $876 of profit. I'm also being featured in the upcoming November issue of the Glen on Living magazine. A 3D printer would be a great plus for my business because I'd be able to create custom cookie cutters. And I've used this printer before at the Glen Allen Public Library, although it takes almost 2 weeks to get your cutter back, and sometimes it's not even the correct dimensions. A food dehydrator blows hot air from the front to the back, which allows for a smooth surface, and the icing will set quickly, which would allow for more orders in a single day. A dental lab vibrator would shake out all the bubbles of the icing, allowing for a smooth surface and a professional look. And as you can imagine, it's very annoying to poke out every single little bubble and very time consuming. A fruit airbrush would further the customization I'm able to offer with varying original designs, such as ombre effect or little stencil designs. A Canon 5DS is a 50.6 megapixel device with 61 autofocus points and is excellent for shooting food in natural light. A cookie cutter storage container is also a big plus because right now I have stored my cookie cutters in bins. And as you can imagine, I have a lot of cookie cutters. And with labels, with these bins, I would be able to label them and I would be able to access them very easily and find what I need. For upscaling, I would love to create a website where my customers can order quickly and fast. I would also love to sell original 3D printed cookie cutters on this site that don't already exist in the world. Selling kits for families to make their own cookies is also a great thing that I would love to do. Thank you very much.
Judges, we have another great finalist, Lilly's Cute Cookies, and guess who we have with us? Lilly. Judges, 3 minutes are on the clock for questions for Lilly, and we're going to shake it up a little bit. Anissa, you are up on deck to ask questions of Lilly.
Yes, so you mentioned that you made $873 profit. What was the revenue on that, and where are you based? Are you working out of your home?
Yeah, I'm actually working out of my home at my dining room table, but it's always sterile, and I wear gloves and wear masks so that I keep my customers safe. But I also, the revenue is the $853 of profit.
So that was the revenue, not the profit.
No, sorry, that was the revenue.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Great question as well. Let's go to David. David, questions for Lilly.
Yes, Lilly, definitely making us hungry. Can't wait to sample those cookies. So Lilly, here's my question. So certainly you have, it seems like you're wearing lots of hats. You're the cook, you're the one who uses the 3D printer, you're the deliverer. How are you going to scale this business? So 99,000 households, how are you going to grow? Are you going to hire some people? Are you going to get a driver? Give us a sense of what your dream is, what's your vision to take the world by storm for Lilly's Cookies.
Well, I would love to create a website, which I said would allow me to sell my 3D printed cookie cutters that I could make and customize my cookies even more. But going with the amount of orders I get, I would also love to hire somebody and train them to help me make cookies, and even maybe someone to deliver the cookies with me.
Great question about scalability there, David. Joe, leaving you for last this time. Any questions for Lilly?
Yeah, I'm going to press on that a little further because it was so impressive on how you wanted to spend the money. You were thinking about the process and, the quality of the cookies. So if I gave you $100,000 when you're growing your business, what would you do with $100,000?
It would definitely go towards a 3D printer because I think that's the area where I can customize the most cookie cutters, and I can make my business even more customizable than it already is. And I think that's the really special thing about my business because no other business offers customized sugar cookies like I do. So that's why a 3D printer would be the most beneficial for my business.
Thanks, Lilly.
Thank you.
Great questions, judges. Great responses, Lilly. Judges, 2 minutes to tally your notes and your scores. Lilly, people are hungry. They want to know about these cookies. Whether it's Emily or Laura, they're asking questions. First question is, will you ship your cookies?
Yeah, so I've actually experimented a little bit with shipping, and my only concern is that the cookies might get a little damaged. But yeah, I'm looking into shipping them because that would be a great thing to do.
Laura is saying that she needs those Rolling Stones cookies for her colleagues, but another question's coming in saying, other than the Glen Ellen magazine, what types of relationships are you building to get the word out?
Well, the word of mouth is a really great thing that I've found that helps a lot because people that have already ordered have told their friends and have told and posted on Facebook, making my business more like visible for more people. So word of mouth, basically.
Good stuff. Good stuff. This is great. Listen, cookies are something that is never going to go out of business. You can make them any type of way. People will continue to come and try to eat your cookies. So awesome stuff. Judges, how are you doing? How are you feeling right now?
Hungry for cookies.
Hungry for cookies. David, are you hungry for cookies, sir? Awesome stuff. Good stuff. Lily, thank you so much. Judges, thank you so much. These pictures are so phenomenal. They're amazing. Thank you, everyone, for continuing to send in your questions and your comments. But before we move on to our next finalist, let's pause a little bit for a quick commercial break. We get another sponsor. We'll be right back.
You find a photo that you like on like Google or something, you can copy that image and drag it into Procreate's palette, and it'll automatically grab those colors and make a list of colors to choose from while you're drawing in Procreate.
That is
so
amazing.
Nice.
Yes.
And welcome back to the 4th annual Big Idea Pitch Contest. This has been a phenomenal event so far, and we are getting down to the wire a little bit. But without further ado, let's hit our next finalist, our next video, EcoX.
Imagine the size of Lake Michigan. Now multiply this by 150. That's over 500,000 tons. That's the amount of plastic that laboratories around the world produce from just disposable transfer pipettes, leaching harmful chemicals into the surrounding ecosystems and essentially destroying our planet.
Introducing EcoX. EcoX is the first of its kind bioplastic disposable transfer pipette used to mitigate plastic waste in labs. We created a proprietary, unprecedented formula for our plastic composition, which allows our bioplastic to work and function similar to traditional pipettes, but at just a fraction of the environmental detriment.
Hi, my name is Hiteshi.
And hi, my name is Shrutika, and we are the co-founders of EcoX. As two dedicated STEM students with a background in materials chemistry, we've created an affordable, eco-friendly solution, which we hope to share with you today.
To test our product, we conducted 35 analyses to test the carbon emissions of our basic bioplastic composition. Compared to the traditional low-density polyethylene plastics used in pipettes, EcoX maintains the same characteristics while being 100% non-toxic and degrading significantly quicker in just 44.2 days. That's 44.2 days compared to the decades it takes for traditional pipettes to degrade. So essentially, our product functions similar to traditional pipettes, but reduces our carbon footprint tenfold.
This is our plastic. As you can see, it is flexible and transparent. It also has low retention and is thus far inert at room temperature. So clearly, we know that our product works and actually improves upon the status quo.
Maintaining scientific integrity is crucial to the labware industry, but we must do so sustainably. We assess the ability of 5 of our primary competitors to deliver on 4 core values. EcoX is the only supplier that thoroughly meets all 4 of these demands. With the growing awareness of environmental issues, we strongly believe that consumers will be willing to pilot our product, with the increasing emphasis on corporate social responsibility.
Our initial target market is the pipette labware market, which is projected to reach $1.8 billion by 2025. However, our plastic is extremely versatile, as it is, in essence, a replacement for low-density polyethylene plastics, which are used in several other industries. So, after entering our first labware market, we plan to rapidly grow into others, like cosmetic and industrial packaging, sized at tens of billions of dollars.
We plan to start our operational processes through a licensing or co-manufacturing agreement. Such an agreement would allow us to essentially sell out our IP rather than our product, limiting manufacturing and distribution costs on our end. Consistent monitoring of quality and marketing would be the main operational steps for EcoX through this business model.
The key to successful licensing is finding companies that match EcoX's value and mission. By strengthening our network through affinity events and organizations, we can use direct channels to spread awareness for our product. This way, we can reach large plastic manufacturers like Illumina or BD, who are strong contenders for a licensing agreement.
To complete the aforementioned operations, we've identified several stakeholders with varying interests that all contribute to the development of EcoX. In the next few years, we expect this network to grow exponentially with the expansion of our core team, investors, and distributors.
The cost of production is estimated at around 4 cents per pipette. Through initial talks with local manufacturers, we've determined that the price to market will be a bundle of 500 pipettes for $55, for a unit price of 11 cents, placing it at very similar cost to our competitors. Thus, as we have minimal cost of sales, we project our market potential to reach up to $15 million with a 1 to 2% market share.
Our prospective launch date is at the end of Q4 in 2022. During this period of time, we aspire to patent our product, with hopes of establishing the basework for a licensing agreement during the second half of 2021. Our immediate next steps are to finalize our composition by testing our product against biological materials once laboratory facilities are safe to enter, and to widen our company to bring new skills to the table.
If awarded, we will utilize prize money to extend product development by holding user piloting sessions with potential consumers to determine how exactly we can refine our product. We will also take the necessary steps to protect our product, which can help us streamline the manufacturing process. And we have already taken steps to applying for a provisional patent. The future of EcoX is bright, and we look forward to having you on our journey.
Let's create a future where scientific integrity meets sustainability. Thank you.
These pitches continue to inspire me. I don't know about you judges. This is another phenomenal one for sure. Let's go a little bit out of order again. David, I think you might be up on deck for Hiteshi. Hiteshi, David, 3 minutes judges. Let's do it.
Terrific, Peter. Yes, you're not kidding. Definitely some inspiration here. Hiteshi, definitely you've thought a lot about this, but let me ask you about the pipette market. So certainly the plastics market for packaging, you mentioned industrial packaging, you mentioned cosmetics. What's so compelling about pipette? Certainly in this industry, competing against 3M and Fisher Scientific, those are no small tasks. So what is it about pipettes that makes it compelling for you?
So we've kind of been perfecting our composition and our proprietary formula to suit the labware market and to fit that $1.8 billion that is the pipette market. But we eventually do plan to expand to those larger markets once we do gain that reputation and that foothold that is so vital to a materials company.
Great question there, David. Good question, good answer, excuse me. Hiteshi, Anissa, let's go to you next.
So you're in prototype phase right now. What obstacles do you see that you'll be facing when you go into manufacturing? Because as much as we love manufacturing, we know there's going to be some hurdles. And how did you determine your costs? Who did you speak to about that?
So because of our proprietary formula, we've been talking to different vendors of our various materials in order to get our pricing, making various financial assumptions. Regarding prototyping, because of COVID-19, we've been able to primarily just test at home regarding with manufacturing. So the reason we're pursuing a licensing agreement for our manufacturing process is to limit those manufacturing and those distribution costs, because we understand those initial equipment costs are very high. So that's why we want to take that licensing route instead.
Great questions by Anissa and David so far. Joe, we're leaving you with the harder questions, man.
Yeah, I really like that you're kind of trying to bring all of the stakeholders together, that one slide, because I think they're going to be price sensitive, right? To David's point, going after the markets that are a little bit less price sensitive. How do you convince the rest of the world to, not save a penny, but save the world, and worry about that corporate social responsibility?
Well, the main takeaway with our product is that we're a simple solution that's effective. So we're both affordable and sustainable, which is very new to the pipette and labware market. That makes us so appealing to our customers, and that is why we anticipate our customers to be able to make that switch to a different labware product and a different labware brand.
Very good. Thanks.
Great question there, Joe. Great question, judges. Great responses, Hiteshi. Judges, 2 minutes in order to tally and input your notes. Hiteshi, I am getting a lot of feedback here. I'm getting a lot of comments from your pitch here. Laura is saying your ethos and your emphasis on quality is phenomenal, and your research has been very much in depth. What is behind this? Where did you get the idea to even begin this journey, if you don't mind?
Yes, so Shrutika and I, my co-founder, we were in a lab one day because our school is very STEM oriented, and we were doing a simple experiment, and we looked in the trash. We were like, there's so much waste going on here. And as two roommates that could see a solution to this problem, we were very invested in it. And with our strong STEM background, we really wanted to kind of make an impact on the environmental sustainability of our community.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's very, very awesome. What about competition, or in this case, intellectual property, in order to protect your business?
Well, so we, like our presentation said, we've already started taking those initial steps into applying for a provisional patent. We've been consulting with a patent attorney to work out those logistics as well. And once we are able to get more sufficient testing completed, we will apply for a larger either design or utility patent.
Good stuff. The questions are continuing to roll in. I don't have time for all these questions, but some great stuff more about competition, proprietary material. Judges, how are you doing over there? How are you doing, David? Awesome stuff. Hiteshi, thank you so much. Judges, thank you for your attentiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, we are down to our final pitch, our final video. It is Splash in a Glass. Judges, take a look at this video.
My name is Brooke Dimley, and today I am introducing Splash in a Glass. Splash in a Glass is a subscription-based cocktail box, and in general, it's going to include a unique cocktail mixture, 4 servings of alcohol, garnishes, ingredients, and a personalized thank you from myself. To subscribe to the box, all you need to do is choose a theme box that you like the most, subscribe to that box, and drink it. Due to the devastation of coronavirus, restaurants and bars are closed once again, as I'm sure you know. Yelp conducted research and found that 60% of restaurants and 45% of bars were permanently closed between the months of March and July. All restaurants are closed at 50% capacity for dine-in, and bars are at 25% or fewer, as well as everyone needs to stop selling alcohol by 11 o'clock p.m. According to the National Restaurant Association and the food service industry, they have lost $165 billion in revenue between those months of March and July, and they're on track to lose $240 billion this year. But with Splash in a Glass, you can stay at home and you can have the drinks brought right to you. You get a new experience while you're with your friends, and you can try something new, not to mention you get to be the mixologist. Splash in a Glass markets to millennials and Gen Xers. 50% of this market subscribes to one or more companies every year, which makes my target market at 20.5 million people. Everything will be marketed through my website, TikTok, which includes 80 million people, and Instagram at 1 billion. This makes my total addressable market at 1 billion people, not to mention There are 1.9 billion people in the world that are above the drinking age. In the first year, I plan to have 500 subscriptions, and this will cost Splash in the Glass $18 per box, and it'll be sold for $50. In a year's revenue will be $190,000, and I plan to have 40% of that revenue going back into the business. There are other cocktail subscription companies out there, but this shows that my market can be successful. But I do want to mention my company is going to be different than the other ones that are already out there. Because with the subscription to Splash in a Glass, you can choose from 3 different box themes. The first one being a starter box, which will include things that a customer might not have already in their house, such as martini glasses, coupes, Tom Collins glasses, mixer stirrers, shakers, jiggers, and they can get that with their starter box. The second box will be an entertainment box. This might include a deck of cards, ping pong balls, or a kazoo that has a song that you might be able to learn. And our last box will be the advanced box. With that, you might be a more experienced cocktail drinker, so you can get an upgrade of ingredients or garnishes for drinks that you have never heard of. I am Brooke Daimling. I am the Chief Cocktail Creator. Cynthia is our product pusher, as well as Carrie is our Director of Good Impressions. I plan to have 500 subscribers by this time next year, as well as 7,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok by November of 2021. Our product launch will be on Black Friday of this year, and I will make this all possible with a larger team, social media influencers, and sponsorships. I've already received a lot of monitorship from Innovation DuPage, and I look forward to working with them in the future. I have already invested a lot of my own money into Splash in the Glass, and I already have some local donations as well. But in order for me to become a billionaire, I would need this $4,500 to secure that I have the best and most inexpensive quality of packing materials for glassware, the best website designers, consistently getting the best quality of photos for marketing promotions, and especially before Black Friday. And thank you so much for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, these pitches continue to amaze me. There's variety, there's differentiation, there's uniqueness. Judges, now is our time to ask Brooke some questions about Splash in a Glass. And Joe, we're going to go back to you to lead us off. What is your question for Brooke?
Now Brooke's making me thirsty, so. My question, Brooke, is I want to dive a little bit into the business model of, paying $50 for a box and it's costing you $18 to make sure that they feel like they're getting the value for the $50. So how are you curating your items? Are you getting them at wholesale so that you can make that margin still and still feel like the end customer is getting the value out of the box?
Yeah, absolutely. So my products, I'm ordering in bulk from different distributors that's going to save me a lot of money in the long run when I order in such larger numbers rather than, say, ordering the small, little bottles like this one at a time. So it only cost me $1 rather than $4 a piece. Just the same as so that's going to be, in general, it's going to cost me $18, where there might be some months where it might cost me less or more, depending on, because I'm always changing the product. Every single month, it's always going to be something new and different, which will also keep everyone interested as well. Like for Christmas, you might get some extra candy canes or something different along the lines of that.
All right, thank you.
Good question, Joe. Anissa, we're back to you for Brooke. Questions for Brooke.
So Brooke, I love that you're so ambitious. Now, my question is, the pandemic, when it's over, that's obviously a big reason and you're part of your strategy, but hopefully this will end. And then also my other question would be, what about minors? Is there any kind of, making sure that you're selling to actual drinking age adults?
Yes, of course. So yeah, I agree. Hopefully this all ends sooner rather than later. I do expect that it'll go back to being the same at some point. So for your first question, people are always buying online, even before the pandemic happened. So I'm not worried that people are going to stop buying online. But for your question for minors, with FedEx, I'm going to work through them because they're giving me a discount with my product to sell in bulk. They will go door to door, and that's why it kind of costs me a little bit more. They will ID the person that is receiving, and someone needs to be 21 at that household to receive the product. So you cannot have like your 12-year-old son answering the door and getting that product and drinking it. So that's where that comes in as well.
Great question, Anissa. Great response there as well. There, Brooke. David, questions for Brooke.
Yes, Brooke. Hello, Brooke. So here's my question. How do you know that the market will be receptive to your product? Have you created a minimal viable product? Have you gotten voice of customer? Give us a sense of your process to know that you have a compelling product on your hand.
Absolutely. So, well, as I said before, I do know that, especially in my age group, millennials and Gen Xers, they're already buying more online than they are in person, especially now that I think even today they said due to Friday, everything's going to be closing up again. So I know people are going to be only pushed to one type of retail, and that's online. So I know that will be great for me. Unfortunate for in stores and being in person, but otherwise, I think I will be marketing everything through Instagram and TikTok, which has been thriving for years now. So I'm not too worried about ever seeing any kind of roadblocks in that way.
Good stuff. Great questions by the judges as usual. Judges, 2 minutes to tally your notes. Beginning now. Brooke, they're rolling in about this splash on the glass here. Many questions coming in from what's your favorite cocktail to the big one that I really want to know about from you is if you launch on Black Friday, how will you avoid being drowned out by so many other retailers and sales going on that day?
Well, right now I've been promoting my product already by word of mouth. And I mean, have you asked Benny's? I don't think they're worried about being drowned out. Alcohol is always in fashion. So people are always going to buy booze for as long as the day goes. So I don't think that's going to ever change as well. No one's going to ever say that they don't want alcohol anymore. It's always there. People are always going to want it.
I have to agree with you, Brooke. I don't think Benny's is worried about going out of business anytime soon. Thank you so much. Judges, how are you doing over there? We're wait about 30 more seconds. We got the thumbs up from all the judges. Thank you so much, judges. Brooke, thank you so much for Splash in a Glass. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the pitch segment of our phenomenal event. But please don't go anywhere. Please stay tuned because we have something special on deck, the announcement of our winners. But first, let's watch a short video of last year's pitch contest winners. Take a look.
My name is Parker Duelius, and my company is called Abilio Learning. Our goal is to create classroom resources that help teachers and the students that they serve. Started when I was a student teacher learning to be a special ed teacher, and my co-founder and brother was also working in education as a classroom assistant. So we were both having experiences in the classroom specifically with kids that have disabilities, like autism, Down syndrome. And we were seeing that a lot of the times that we had behavioral problems in the classroom were when we were switching between tasks or transitioning. These kids don't really have a clear understanding of the expectations in front of them. They don't know when changes are going to happen. They don't know when they're going to be switching classes or expected to stop working. And we wanted to figure out a way to communicate that a little bit easier. We started by creating a visual timer that helps kids in the classroom. You can set it for any amount of time that you'd like, turn it on, and it counts down visually around the edge before giving a gentle notification that you're all done and resetting so that you can get back to work. So our initial market that we're selling to is schools and teachers so that we can help kids have smoother transitions and better behavior in class.
Hi, I'm Krisha Patel. I'm in Patipi, and we're Team Vision Lens. We co-founded Vision Lens about 2 years ago with Emily Shao. And our company is trying to make eye care and eyewear more accessible and affordable to everyone around the world. What we've developed is a thin plastic film that goes on top of existing glasses lenses to change the outer curvature of the lens, which ultimately makes prescription updates. Kind of the idea behind this is that everyone on our team wears glasses or contacts. So we really do know how expensive it is and how often it can cost several $100s if your prescription changes. And that's where Vision Lens's additive process, instead of replacing the entire lens, really helps save customers a lot of money. There are about 2.5 billion people around the world who don't have access to affordable eye care. And that's a really big problem because poor vision has been tied to lower rates of education and employment, and also we see lower rates of just economic development in whole countries. So it's really important that people be able to get glasses if they need them. One thing that we want to do with Vision is turn that into this more affordable option for people and provide it as a solution to this problem. And that's definitely something that is really important to us with this business.
And how has the pitch contest helped you moving forward?
It's helped in a lot of ways. The primary way, with the award funding, we were able to buy some 3D printing tools, which is a major part of our business. It lets us take control of some of our own production rather than having to work with larger companies. It lets us be fast because we can prototype on our own now. So having that early infusion of funds really helped us get a fast start in modifying and adapting our product based on feedback from our customers.
How has the pitch contest helped you moving forward?
So there's obviously just the side with getting the funding from the contest that was super helpful. We were able to get a patent with that funding. We were able to continue our prototyping efforts, and so all of that really helped us advance our business. But I think even more so than just the funding aspect was the mentorship that we got through the contest. Starting right after the competition, actually, we started having these weekly sessions with Travis Linderman, the managing director of Innovation DuPage, just where he would help us kind of talk through what we were working on, give us advice, give us various insights. That's been so helpful in actually helping us turn Vision from just like an idea into an actual business where we can get to the point where we're actually launching and selling these products. He's connected us with a patent lawyer, and that was super helpful in getting a patent. And he's also now helping us find people that we can use to actually prototype this.
And what are you working on now?
We're working on a couple of things. We're nearing the official production launch of our timer. We've gotten all of our assembly in place, so now we're just working on packaging and final pieces before we can really launch at a larger scale. We're also moving into software. Without saying too much, we're trying to create something that will listen to students read and give teachers valuable insights even remotely. So in these coronavirus times, we're trying to provide teachers with insights on their students reading even when they can't be in person.
So what are you guys working on now?
Yeah, so the big thing that we're trying to do right now is really work on prototyping and focus on getting our product to the point that we could actually sell it to consumers. We're looking to find a manufacturing company that we can work with, and Travis has been super helpful in helping us connect with people and actually find the right company that could work with us. In terms of other things, we're looking to launch a website soon and officially incorporate as well, and so those are kind of the big things for us coming up.
And I think, quite frankly, the Big Idea Pitch Contest has been something that's changed the trajectory of our idea, our business, if you will, in the sense that mentoring resources have been equally, if not even more important than the funding we've gotten to really spearhead what we're trying to get done. So it's definitely an experience that's really helped our business.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the 4th annual Big Idea Pitch Contest, and it has been heating up. I got my towel, I got my water here. Whew, it's something else, ladies and gentlemen. But now we've come to the final moment, the moment that we all have been waiting for, the announcement of this evening's, this year's winners. Okay. Okay, I'm calmed down now. Without further ado, the third place winner of this year's annual Big Idea Pitch Contest is Popper Photography and Design. Let's give them a hand, a virtual hand, ladies and gentlemen. Julia, where are you?
Hi.
How are you? How do you feel? Congratulations.
I'm kind of speechless. Thank you so much. I'm just so happy so many people believe in me and my idea. It's gonna go towards a lot of great things.
How was this process? Just from start to finish, how was it?
It was awesome. It was a great experience. I'm just so thankful for all the people that you gave me the opportunity to work with and the resources, so thank you.
Listen, I'm sweating with you here, so congratulations. Glad you entered in and glad you were a part of this phenomenal event. Awesome stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was third place. Let's get ready to hit second place. Without further ado, our second place winner of the 4th annual Big Idea Pitch Contest is Contrush. Drew, congratulations. Let's give him another a virtual round of applause. Drew, where are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm totally speechless.
Drew, how do you feel? You're speechless. Drew, where's Mark at?
Bro, I'm gonna talk to Mark. I'm so speechless. Totally. It's been so great to just work with so many people and learn so much on the way. It's totally speechless.
How was this process for you there, Drew, overall?
It's been great just working through and just fixing my design and just learning so much throughout the process. It's been great. Totally.
Good stuff, good stuff. And again, as I was just mentioning a little while ago, thank you so much for being a part of this. And listen, all of you, thank you, all of you finalists, all of you who have joined in on this. This has been a great event. It's challenging. Listen, this started with 50 plus applicants. It's been whittled down to 8 finalists, and now this is down to the winner of this. Again, we're at the 4th annual Big Idea Pitch Contest. We are down to our finalists. Are we ready to find out who this is? I know that's kind of dry around here, so I don't know. Let's figure it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the winner of this year's 2020 Big Idea Pitch Contest is EcoX. Let's give them a hand, folks. Round of applause, EcoX. Tateshi, where are you?
This is amazing. Thank you. We're so excited. Wow.
Congratulations. How do you feel?
Amazing. Definitely speechless, just like everyone else.
Yeah. And even for you, again, I gotta duplicate the question. How was this process from start to finish? How challenging was it?
It's definitely been a work in progress. We've been going through a lot of iterations, but yeah, I'm definitely excited to be here today.
It's great stuff, and I just can't even thank you enough, first of all, for applying, but also congratulations overall. I would be remiss if I did not pass the baton now to our judges. Judges, final words, comments for our winners. Anissa, let's start off with you. What are some of your words or comments, please?
I found so much inspiration from everyone. I wish there was more prizes to give away. Great job, every single one of you. Take the feedback that we gave you guys and utilize it. You guys are all going to be very successful. Congratulations to the winner. It was such an honor to be part of this and to hear your pitches, and you guys did a phenomenal job.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much, Anissa. Anissa, thank you so much for being a judge in this annual event, this phenomenal event. David, thoughts and comments for our finalists?
Yes, let me echo what Anissa just said. The 8 pitches made it very, very difficult for us to pick a winner. But the reality is all 8 of you are winners. All 8 of you have tremendous ideas. All 8 of you have tremendous futures as entrepreneurs. Please take this moment to reflect on what you've done so far and reflect on how you could build your business. You all have something great. Please use that to develop that business and grow it into something great. We're all behind you. We're all here to help you.
Absolutely, David. Thank you so much. And truer words have never been spoken, David. Yes, we are all here to support and help you along this journey. Joe, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think the future is very bright. So impressed by these young entrepreneurs, and this is definitely a boost to those winners. But being an entrepreneur is an everyday thing. So keep at it every day. We've got so many good resources for you at Innovation DuPage and around you. Please utilize those and just keep at it every day. Ask for help. We're here to help.
Absolutely, Joe. Thank you so much. And finalists and ladies and gentlemen who are watching, this entrepreneurial mindset is truly a journey. It's a marathon. It is not a race. Embrace it for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This actually concludes our phenomenal event this evening. On behalf of our COD community, the COD Foundation, Innovation DuPage, the Business Development Center, we thank you for joining us in order to support the spirit of entrepreneurship here at the College of DuPage. Please stay tuned for future events from Innovation DuPage, the Maker Market, pitch contests, and even the College of DuPage Entrepreneurship Club meetings. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, please remain safe, and we will see you soon. Take care.